Introduction. Donald John Trump, born on June 14, 1946, in Queens, New York, is a figure who has left an indelible mark on both American politics and global business. Known for his flamboyant personality, sharp rhetoric, and unconventional leadership style, Trump rose from a real estate mogul to the 45th President of the United States. His presidency was characterized by significant policy changes, widespread controversy, and deep political division. Whether admired or criticized, Trump's influence on the 21st century political landscape is undeniable. This essay explores his life, business career, political ascent, presidency, and ongoing impact on American society. Early life and background. Trump was born into a wealthy family, the fourth of 5 children. His father, Fred Trump, was a prominent real estate developer in New York City. From a young age, Donald was exposed to the world of business and real estate, which would later become the foundation of his own career. He attended the New York Military Academy, where he developed discipline and leadership skills, before moving on to the Wharton School of Finance at the University of Pennsylvania, graduating in 1968 with a degree in economics. After college, Trump joined his father's real estate business, the Trump Organization. His early years in the business were marked by a focus on middle-income housing in Brooklyn and Queens, but Donald had grander ambitions. By the 1970s, he began expanding into Manhattan, setting the stage for his rise as a major real estate developer. Business career. Trump's business career is as storied as it is controversial. In the 1970s and 1980s, he made a name for himself by developing high-profile properties in Manhattan, such as the Grand Hyatt Hotel and Trump Tower, the latter of which became synonymous with his brand. His name soon became a symbol of luxury and excess. However, Trump's business dealings were not without controversy. His ventures into the casino business in Atlantic City, for example, were fraught with financial difficulties. Trump Plaza, Trump Castle, and the Taj Mahal, though initially grand, eventually filed for bankruptcy. Despite these setbacks, Trump remained resilient, often using bankruptcy laws to his advantage and maintaining his brand's image. In addition to real estate, Trump expanded his brand into other areas, including entertainment. His role as the host of The Apprentice, a reality TV show that aired from 2004 to 2015, further solidified his image as a successful businessman and catapulted him into the national spotlight. The phrase "you're fired" became iconic, and Trump's persona on the show helped pave the way for his entry into politics. Trump's business practices, however, have often been criticized. He has faced numerous lawsuits, including allegations of fraud related to Trump University, a for-profit education company that promised to teach students the secrets of real estate success. In 2016, Trump settled a class-action lawsuit for $25 million without admitting wrongdoing. His use of tax loopholes, labor practices, and dealings with contractors have also been subjects of scrutiny. Entry into politics. Though Trump flirted with the idea of running for political office in the 1980s and 1990s, it wasn't until the 2016 presidential election that he made his move. Announcing his candidacy in June 2015, Trump positioned himself as an outsider, a businessman who could drain the swamp of Washington politics. His campaign was marked by populist rhetoric, a focus on immigration reform, and promises to restore American jobs through protectionist trade policies. Trump's unfiltered communication style, particularly on social media, resonated with many voters who felt disillusioned by traditional politicians. He quickly gained a loyal following, winning the Republican nomination and defeating Hillary Clinton in the general election despite losing the popular vote. Presidency. Trump's presidency was a whirlwind of activity, marked by both significant policy changes and constant controversy. Domestically, One of his most notable achievements was the passage of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act in 2017, which reduced corporate tax rates and aimed to stimulate economic growth. However, critics argued that it disproportionately benefited the wealthy and increased the national deficit. Trump's immigration policies were among his most polarizing. His administration's efforts to build a wall along the US-Mexico border became a symbol of his commitment to curbing illegal immigration. The travel ban, which targeted predominantly Muslim countries, was another controversial measure that sparked legal battles and widespread protests. Additionally, the administration's zero-tolerance policy led to the separation of families at the border, a move that drew sharp criticism from both domestic and international observers. In terms of healthcare, Trump made multiple attempts to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. Although a complete repeal was not achieved, his administration did manage to eliminate the individual mandate, a key component of the Affordable Care Act. Trump's impact on the judiciary was profound, with the appointment of 3 Supreme Court justices, Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett, tilting the court to a conservative majority. These appointments are likely to influence American law for decades to come. On the international stage, Trump's foreign policy was characterized by his America First approach. He withdrew the US from several international agreements, including the Paris Climate Agreement and the Iran nuclear deal, arguing that they were not in America's best interest. His administration also engaged in a trade war with China, imposing tariffs that impacted global markets. Trump's diplomatic efforts with North Korea were unprecedented, as he became the first sitting US president to meet with a North Korean leader. However, these efforts did not lead to a significant reduction in North Korea's nuclear capabilities. Perhaps the most defining moment of Trump's presidency was his response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Initially downplaying the severity of the virus, his administration's handling of the pandemic was widely criticized. The US experienced some of the highest infection and death rates in the world, and Trump's public statements often contradicted the advice of health experts. However, Operation Warp Speed, his administration's initiative to accelerate vaccine development, was a notable success, leading to the rapid distribution of COVID-19 vaccines. Trump's presidency was also marred by 2 impeachment proceedings. The first, in 2019, stemmed from allegations that he sought foreign interference in the 2020 election by pressuring Ukraine to investigate Joe Biden. The House of Representatives impeached him, but he was acquitted by the Senate. The second impeachment, in 2021, followed the storming of the US Capitol by his supporters on January 6. Trump was accused of inciting the insurrection, but once again, the Senate acquitted him. Post-Presidency. Since leaving office, Trump has remained a dominant force in the Republican Party. Despite his electoral loss to Joe Biden in 2020, Trump has continued to claim, without evidence, that the election was stolen from him. This claim has fueled ongoing debates and investigations into election integrity. Trump's influence on the GOP is evident in the number of candidates he has endorsed in various races across the country. Many within the party continue to align themselves with his brand of populism, while others seek to distance themselves from his more controversial stances. Legally, Trump faces multiple investigations, including those related to his business practices, his role in the January 6 Capitol riot, and potential financial crimes. These legal challenges could have significant implications for his future political ambitions. Conclusion: Trump's legacy is complex and multifaceted. To his supporters, he is a champion of populism and a defender of American values. To his detractors, he is a divisive figure who undermines democratic institutions and norms. Regardless of one's perspective, there is no denying that Donald Trump's influence on American politics and society is profound and enduring. As the nation moves forward, the question of how history will ultimately judge Trump's presidency remains open. What is clear, however, is that Donald Trump has left an indelible mark on the United States, and his legacy will be debated for generations to come.